Welcome to the episode that I compare your business to my dirty fish tank, because I'm doing a 66-day YouTube challenge where I'm posting on YouTube every single day to get better at doing this. And today, unfortunately, I have to clean out my fish tank. So I am going to make lots of corny references about the dirty fish tank and how we can improve our business. Let's go. In order to complete this challenge, I am of course using ChatGPT, because if you're not using ChatGPT, you're dumb. If you're overusing ChatGPT, you're dumb. That's just how I feel about it. And so I asked ChatGPT if it could, somehow connect this fish tank to business. And of course, it did a fantastic job of at least giving me the direction. Everything else in this video is just off the cuff Rachel Ferrell thinking as she goes. The first thing we're going to talk about whenever it comes to your business and this fish tank is that you have to have KPIs, right? We have to know exactly what's happening in order for us to be able to make the improvements needed to, let your business or the fish flourish in the environment that it deserves. So I am going to be testing nitrate, nitrite, and ammonia. This beta is the luckiest beta that I have ever had, because I, in the past, have gotten a beta fish and put it in whatever pink, purple, blue, gravel, blah, 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 and I have just nuked the snot out of its water because I didn't know any better. And back in, 2009, the information just was not there like it is today. Or if it was, I just didn't know about it. Instead of creating just the most sterile environment for this fish to slowly die because its lungs are being burnt up, I have worked on a nitrate cycle. This is something that we have talked about with the boys, with homeschool, and honestly, it's been great. It's been a fun little experiment. It didn't take very long for the nitrate cycle to catch up. We had to do the fish in the tank while it was cycling because the fish came to us by accident. It was a dirty Santa gift, and my friend did not want to keep it, so I naturally volunteered as tribute. One of the things that I like the very least about business is KPIs. I don't like the word vibes because I think it's overused and I think it's a ChatGPT favorite, but you cannot run your business on vibes. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer. Now, if you know me very well, you know that I am not really a numbers person. People will confuse me as a systems person or as a weirdly type A kind of person, just because I have ADHD. And I've spent my entire life creating systems that will support the problems that I create for myself. If you have these tests and you're doing the nitrate, that yellow will stain your countertops. Ask me how I know. Oh, crap. I'm supposed to put it. This is the way that it was the entire time. Don't tell my husband. The same thing goes with my business. Anytime I start tracking things, tracking my numbers, doing things in a methodical way, unfortunately, things always get better. And what's so frustrating about that is that requires me to have to sit down and actually do the thing. I have to pay attention to the numbers. I have to break it down and pick a time every week where I sit down and do the same thing over and over again, and I hate that. But I've definitely learned that, again, if I don't do it, then the health of my business kind of declines. And I think I've accidentally ended myself up in a position where I genuinely do have to work. We started the real estate thing so that we could go on vacation and have fun things on the side. And then it ended up turning into more of a required thing because of lifestyle creep. So now I'm not just tracking the numbers so that I can grow a fun little side gig of a real estate business. I'm tracking my numbers because my family relies on me to make this money so that we can go and take cruises together. So in order to help me do that well and to stay on top of it, I have to leverage. Of course, a spreadsheet is nice, but somebody has to fill the stupid spreadsheet out. So I actually have people who I have hired to make that happen. VAs are like the best thing that I think I could have done for myself. I have been so scared to let things go because I was afraid that things would get messed up or that it would be out of my control. And what I've determined is that there is absolutely nothing that can be done in my business, just about nothing that can be done in my business. That can't be undone, that can't be repositioned, that can't be, turned around in some way or another. The only way I'm ever going to find out if I need that repositioning is if I do the stupid tests and figure it out. The other thing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, that had, I was a little bit excited. Okay. The other way that I try and do that is with a coach. Man, I just genuinely love my coach. She's incredible. And the reason why I love her is not because she's telling me something that's just like awe-inspiring, totally different, would never have thought about this before. It's because she has the ability to connect me with people and places that I would have never, first one's done, been able to connect with. And then, okay, nitrite looks fantastic. Alexa, timer off. Alexa, set a 2-minute timer. I forgot the other one. It's because she keeps me accountable. If I say I'm going to do something, the next time I want to show up and have actually done the thing. So I love Kristen. She's super helpful for me. I will never not have a coach, I think, at this point. And another reason why is because I have a tendency to say yes to 1,000 things. Like I want to add more things to my business. And I genuinely need somebody that is not ChatGPT to give me the insight that I need to say yes or no to whatever. Is it really working for my business? Is it something that I'm hesitant to do, but I should be jumping on it? Is it something that is a distraction? Is it whatever? Like there's so many different possible scenarios, and having her to bounce those ideas off of is just invaluable. Guys, now I am draining the water out of this fish tank. I am getting rid of the junk. And I think it is very commonly said to be slow to hire, quick to fire, be quick to make adjustments in your business whenever you see them. When I was at Family Reunion with KW, there was one of the panelists that I thought was incredible. And he had mentioned that, within the first 5 to 8 years of being in business, he immediately made a change. He knew that he wasn't going to scale if he did not hire the right people to take care of the business so that he could go and do what he does best, which is to close deals. What I do best is talking to people, being online, being on social media. If there is anything in my business that is outside of my highest and best use, I have to figure out how to leverage it. Now, the other thing that I learned at Family Reunion, which I think is just so brilliant, is that most people, especially women in business, the first hire that you're going to make to help you in your business is probably not going to be in your business. It's going to be in your home. Like I am on a Thursday afternoon cleaning out a fish tank, and it's not like I could hire somebody to come clean this fish tank out, but I probably could hire somebody to come and organize or clean my house, or, mow the lawn or make dinner or do the grocery shopping. Like there's things that need to be seriously looked at and determined whether or not I need to be taking on the challenge of that task, or if I need to hire it out so that somebody else can take care of the job for me. What I also love about this analogy that I'm making up on my own is that I'm only about to reduce this by approximately 40%. Oh, hot dang, that ammonia is high. Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm burning your little lungs out. I don't have to do a complete overhaul on this tank, though, in order for it to be good. In fact, I shouldn't do a complete overhaul in order for it to be good. I talked about the nitrate cycle a little bit earlier. If I remove everything and completely nuke this tank of all of its things inside of it, then it's not going to be very good for the fish, at all. However, I can take 30 to 40% out of it, put new water in it, and it will do him a world of good. I did in the past have a tendency to rework my business 100% every like 3 to 6 months. It'd be like I would get bored of an idea that I had done, or something just wasn't working out because I didn't have the manpower or the bandwidth to make whatever it is happen. And that just wasn't a great plan. I think there were plenty of things that I had started that if I would have finished it, it would have done really great things for my business. However, I just didn't do it. I didn't finish. I pivoted too fast. I mean, I think there's a difference in understanding when you need to pivot because you aren't spending enough time on the right thing, and when you need to pivot because you're not spending enough time on the right things and needing to just sit still and let some of these systems actually work, their magic, run their course. If you're not waiting at least 90 days whenever you start something new to determine whether or not it's a good fit or not, then you're not giving anything enough time. I have to give it 30 days for me to be able to figure out the system. I have to give it the second 30 days to really do it one great time so that I can, start seeing the results. And then by day 90, if I'm not seeing results, then the system's probably not a good fit for me and I can move on. But if I just continue to systems hop over and over again, I'm going to burn myself out. I'm going to get tired. I'm never going to be able to find like the right rhythm or the right thing. And then I'm going to want to quit. So the moral of that story is that I do not need to throw the baby out with the bathwater whenever it comes to systems, learning, changing, adding things in, moving things around. You have to give it time to work before determining whether or not you need to make some sort of crazy adjustment. Same thing with my little fish tank. I think we need to get a little snail. My plants in the back have not been living their best life, and I have seen them grow, but they still look a little shriveled, and I think it's because they might not be 100% aquatic plants. Of course, PetSmart sold them like they are aquatic plants, but I don't think that they are. And so they might just not be thriving because of that. This water is cold, and I don't want it to be cold whenever it hits his tank. So I just put the heater in there and let it warm up. And that is something that I have learned recently about leadership and my business, is that I want to understand these systems that I have selected from top to bottom. I want to be able to look at my team and say, yes, I've taken all of the training courses, I understand all of the modules, I get what's happening in here so that I can, train you on it. But what I have been discovering over and over again is that I don't need to know all of the models and the systems up and down. What I do need to do is make sure that I understand the why behind it, and in some cases the how, but mostly it's the who. If I can find the right person to manage the system, then it shouldn't be my job to learn the entire system. It should be my job to figure out what exactly I need to do in order to make the system work for the person that I've hired to do it. And I need to let it go and stop spending time working on things that do not actually make me any money. Thanks for half changing this with me. I might show you the finished results later, but I also might not. So I hope that this was a good fish lesson and a good business lesson, and I'll see you tomorrow.